do we want to move on to trustee Bachhorst?
Would be great. Yes. Trustee Bachhorst. I'm just going to pull up your list here really quickly. I submitted it earlier. Yeah, I'm just looking for the electronic version so that I can read it off.
Trustee Warren, read it up.
Sure. If you'd like to, if you could.
Here, I can read them all. How's that? Is that okay?
Okay.
All right, and tell me if I'm missing any, but overnight parking, liquor licenses, I'm just giving the brief, and then we can legislative committee creation to assist with lobbying efforts. Revisit the ordinance allowing chickens in Shorewood, decriminalization of marijuana, various resolutions and proclamations supporting environmental and sustainability, pursue grant money for water initiatives, lead, river restoration, and cleanup, Great Lakes, pursue a standing column in shore ripples, review our duplex conversion and other loan programs, the CBA initiative, health initiatives and scorecards, including incentives or options for our Shorewood Community Fitness Center. Focus on education regarding community and economic development, more enhanced materials on the website and printed, and community building initiatives.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions? Clarifying questions? Trustee Carpenter.
The 11th one, the focus on education regarding community development. Can you clarify what? Sure. And I think that our village manager also kind of made that, is that right? One of your topics similar to this? Well, I think that we need more resources for people who would like to better understand what we're doing as a community regarding economic and community development. So I don't really have the solution, but there seems to be a lot of interest and different information. So I would like some official information regarding what we're doing, what our plans are, and I know we have some of this, but maybe a succinct format or very digestible. It's like a white paper almost. But anyway, this kind of folds into the TID and TIF. And I think you or someone else had another, had something similar to it.
So people can understand the person.
I don't think that's delegated. Thank you.
Trustee Warren.
Quick question on the Ripples article. Is that something that's meant to come from the village manager's office, or would it be something where, say, trustees on a rotating basis for a column?
Well, that's a great question. I thought of more of an informative or a way to amplify the materials that come from the village. And this is where I'm a little sensitive because I would not want to mandate that the school district do something on our behalf. So this would be a partnership, and we have to, of course, understand that they have no obligation to grant this to us. But I would see it more of as an informative corner, not necessarily coming from trustee or the president or whatever. I would think it would be more of a village information and not opinion.
Okay.
But again, I'm just going to spitball here.
Any other clarifying questions? I'm ready to get into discussion unless we have more clarifying questions.
Any additional clarifying questions, just to make sure that those have all been addressed on the various initiatives? Okay, it doesn't sound like there's any. So moving on. So there's a reserved amount of time, half hour, on deliberation, continued discussion on specific village board initiatives. So as we discuss this, I think it'll be important to, if there's buckets identified, I want to make sure we capture that. If there's things or groupings that we want to discuss policy related or others, make sure that I'm capturing that, and I'll make sure to do that as well. But this is somewhat open dialogue. I can facilitate it if you feel that's necessary. But as far as the starting points, here's a suggestion. just thinking about maybe those bigger fish on your list of initiatives, thinking about the 2019 year, what would be those priorities that bubble up to the top in your minds, whether it's those you submitted or others? Are there other suggestions? President Rozek?
I have a great suggestion. So first, there's some big buckets that we can put anything into, and I'll say what they are, and then I have my second part to the suggestion. But what sounds to me is we've got environmental resources that we need to plan for. And it's all a plan, so this is where I'm coming from, that is policy oriented and, plan development for a program. Then you've got transportation, which includes parking, and so you've got traffic, transportation, parking, anything to do with our infrastructure that moves people, cars, bikes, pedestrians. So then you have another bucket for human relations, and we've heard a lot about ordinances and internal policy and education, and so you've already got that one up there. And then you've got your tech, internal document management website. It's all that internal stuff that has an impact on the external, but it's more organization so that you become more efficient as an organization, and you can get information out to the community in an efficient manner, efficient and effective. So there's really, and then there's economic development, that's another bucket, and then there's public safety. Not a lot of public safety initiatives that are big, but I'm just saying that that's another one. It looks like there's probably 4 buckets that are major. The question that I have is, some of us have been, I feel like we should be able to go around the table and say exactly like every other committee had the opportunity to do. I mean, I don't think conservation went through and said, do you have any clarifying questions? I mean, it was more of, here's some things we're thinking about as a group. And the people that have initiated it, what is the most important to you? And then you can have some dialogue. Sometimes it morphs into something different. We only have 30 minutes, and that's why I'm like, maybe 2 things, if you have 2 that are real pressing. But I mean, we've got to get down to some kind of manageable list at some point, and I think clarifying questions didn't quite cut it for me. So saying all of that, is there another way that you might suggest, and I'm all ears, but of just, the suggestion I'm making is, Trustee Maher would say it's very important that he feels that the village should be working on it for next year. And again, we can't do environmental planning, economic development planning, transportation, and human relations. If you think of it in those categories, it's really hard to accomplish all that in 1 year. So either we can pick little projects, or we can say this year we're focusing on our transportation system, or we want to do 2, big ones, and then what does that look like? I fear that if we start going, we're going to pick one transportation thing, and then for 19, we're going to pick a human relations, we're just never going to get in the comprehensive fashion that we need to for planning purposes for our village. So, like I love Trustee Maher's, restoration plan, and I brought it back up to, well, we have, Trustee Menta said we have other ones, so is restoration planning our priority as a village board for this year? Because we're going to have to get to that at some point. Like, we need to know what we want the administration to be working on with our help in the committees, but is it economic development? Is it transportation? Is it parking, which is part of transportation? Is it budgeting? Is it environmental resources? I mean, nobody wants to say we want to say it's all of them. So I don't know what the conversation is going to be like, but we're the legislators, and we're setting our legislative agenda for 2019. And I fear that clarifying questions, we need some time to discuss this. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I think so too. So if I heard you correctly, going around to each trustee, sharing what you think is most important, or a focus, maybe your top 1, 2, maybe even 3 for the 2019.
For the village board initiative.
For the village board initiatives, correct. Just be very specific. And I want to back up just one. Does that sound fair as far as the open dialogue? We can try that. Again, this is new. I think this is a forum for that discussion. And before we do that, I want to back up just real quick. Trustee Warren and Trustee Carpenter, I didn't see any submitted initiatives. Is that correct? Did I miss anything or anything you would want to submit or voice for others to clarify?
I did not have any submitted initiatives.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Okay, I just didn't want to look at you. Great. Okay, so Should we start with trustee Moffett? Do we want do we want this time bound? Do we want to just?
I'd like to set a goal.
What would be a goal in your mind? What would be a fair goal?
Say an hour.
Just to know you have 40, you have 40 minutes on the
I
camera.
can do it again, but
You have 40 minutes on the camera. So just as a FYI.
Is this our last agenda item?
Can I just ask how, so we're just talking about board initiatives.
Correct.
A lot of the board initiatives have to do with department or citizen, there's environmental issues that conservation, Wilson Drive touches on a whole bunch of other ones. So I'm not sure,
we're gonna get to those at the next session. We're gonna, whether they're buckets or however we decide to group them. But as for tonight, we're really, I mean, if it relates, if you think transportation is a big issue right now, because based on the resident feedback that you've received over the last however many times you've been elected, what is bubbling to the top? And if it's not in the board initiatives, I'm sure we can have that discussion too, but I think that most of it's pretty covered over what has been submitted, or you could expand.
My question is, you're asking for like an overarching, what we think is the biggest important issue, but we're not just talking about our issues, and our issues relate to all the other issues that we've already discussed.
I can narrow it, just to the village board initiatives then. What are some, I mean, they're gonna eventually be, if you're talking about parking maybe, and the transportation study.
Well, because I would say, I don't agree that we can only do one. We have citizen committees that are set up to digest and do research and work on things and make recommendations on all of these things. It's not like the 7 of us have to come up with every, a TIF policy, environmental policy, a traffic study. I mean, so I mean, we're a bigger organization than just the 7 of us.
I understand that, and of course we can do more than one. I didn't mean to make it sound like we could pick just one. But we do have limited staff, so my question to the board really is, I can start if you want. I just feel
I
like,
think we agreed on process as far as the time, like shooting for.
I thought we said 4 minutes.
I didn't hear that.
I did.
And I'm not just baiting it, I'm just.
I heard 40 minutes left on the
10-20
on the camcorder as far as how much time of recording we have left. So if we do break that down, that's less than 10 minutes, definitely for each, I would say 5 minutes, just to voice. Have that open dialogue. Again, we can time bound that, I can clock it, or we can, I do think going around and just sharing
I think getting a baseline sharing
would be good. Again, we may identify ways to bucket, ways in which we can prioritize and say, yes, I think we all have a common agreement that this is definitely something we're hearing from all the residents, or something we're hearing that's top of all of our lists. I don't know that we'd know that if we don't have the opportunity to share and have open dialogue. So with your comfort level, I think this would be an opportunity to share that with each other.
I think 5 minutes, if we shoot for 5 minutes per person, if you don't need that much, that's great.
Okay.
And then we'll just see where we need to go there, because we make some time.
That sounds fair. So I will clock 5, and I'll let you know when 5 minutes is up.
Transportation, parking, and traffic, I think that's been a consistent, increasing discussion item I've heard from folks. Human resources, we've got the commission going. Trustee McCabe's idea of starting to work with staff on a longer term effort, I think that can be ongoing. I'm thinking more of a mass of we're going to get this done this year. If we can pick one like traffic, parking, and get it done so we can set forth a plan.
Would you lump those together, just to clarify, transportation, parking,
Yeah,
traffic?
that's
Okay.
all I would
Okay.
say one. Economic development's kind of, I think we can kind of back burner that a little bit. It's not a forefront item. Environmental resources, I think that's ongoing. It's within individual committees and stuff. So I would Particularly a transportation part. If it were to pick a big project for the year, that would be it. And then feel with the board, getting the board organization worked out.
And can you repeat that board organization, just so that I can capture
Please.
that?
The committee of the whole, the
Okay.
procedural stuff.
Okay. Do you have other comments or other?
Just keep the general operations of the
Okay.
building.
Just make sure.
Trustee Menta?
My number one priority is having a TIP policy and the initiatives I have around budgeting and budget organization. I see our number one job as being trustees of people's tax dollars and fiscal